Kaoru or Kishi Bashi. I don't know, whatever you want.
All right. I can do that. And you're just conductor and music director.
Conductor.
Of the Bozeman Symphony Orchestra.
Maestro.
2020.
The maestro.
I'm going to start talking. Everybody's recording here. I'm interviewing Kishi Bashi and Norman Huynh in the Music Directors Lounge at the Bozeman Symphony Orchestra. I'm excited to be here. Guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks for having us.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks. I'm excited.
If you don't know who Kishi Bashi is, you should. He's an internationally celebrated singer, multi-instrumentalist, and songwriter. He blends indie pop, psychedelic pop, and electronic music. And he will be playing with the Bozeman Symphony Orchestra and conductor Norman Huynh the weekend of February 14th through 16th.
It's Valentine's
Day. Awesome.
We're all going to fall in love.
Now imagine indie pop, psychedelic pop, and electronic music backed by a full orchestra.
I don't have to imagine. I'm going to be there.
Minds will be blown.
I'm going to be there too.
That's going to be so fun. All right. As I was telling someone that I'm going to be interviewing you, Kishi, I was told that a very powerful, maybe the most powerful TV producer at the moment, his daughter walked down the aisle to your song Manchester. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then I was telling Norman about that, and he said he walked down the aisle to Manchester.
I mean,
but you were the one playing it.
Yeah, I was there. I was like, I know, because I was there.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
it must be just the perfect song to get married to.
There's a lot of love in there for some reason. Yeah, there's probably like dozens.
All right,
tens of dozens.
I mean, it's an amazing song. I love it. That's probably the first song that Catherine and I connected on, and I mean, I knew the song before I met Kay, and it's beautiful. It's great.
All right.
Thanks.
Well,
yeah,
hopefully the people of Bozeman
we're gonna play it.
Hear it. You heard how I introduced you, Kay. How do you describe what you do?
Exactly what you said. Maybe add a little orchestral music. I don't know. I'm an indie rock musician. I make albums. I play violin.
Yeah. You were classically trained, right?
Yeah, I was Suzuki violin method, if that means anything to anybody out there.
Sure, it means something to Norman.
Yeah, Norman's nodding his head.
Pretty popular violin method.
Yeah, it's probably
but at a certain point, you sort of veered off from that. You started touring in bands. You were in Jupiter One, Montreal. At what point was Kishi Bashi born? Because your given name is Kaoru Ishibashi.
I think I wanted to distance myself from my rock band, Jupiter One. I wanted to be like a solo songwriter, So I think that's when I wanted to be. I didn't want to be Kei Ishibashi, the songwriter. So I was like, I kind of combined Kei Ishibashi, split it in the middle, Kishi Bashi, and then I wanted to be kind of mysterious. Like, is it a band? Is it a person? Could it be both? So I think that's where it started. And it was when I was playing with El Montreal and Regina Spektor finally that I wanted to just, have my own project. And that's where it started. It's like 2012, 2011.
Okay. And what was your sort of debut as a solo artist? What kind of music were you performing?
I had this motto, which was don't lose money on tour. And so basically I was solo, and I was solo by myself, opening for a lot of bands, doing the looping, beatboxing kind of violin thing. So I would kind of do my best and just show people like what I can do with by myself with some like loop pedals. And then I wasn't afraid to really break it down and have an intimacy, with the audience. That you can kind of achieve when you're solo, because if you limit the number of instruments in an audience, in a space, it's basically your voice and your instrument, and that really amplifies your voice. Like the PA, the louder the band is, the softer your voice is going to be, so the more they can hear you. So that's the kind of thing I did to start off, and it really kind of took off from there. It was really haven't looked back.
All right. Awesome. That's what you did by yourself. Norman, give us a little preview of what we can expect when Kishi is performing with the orchestra, or Kay.
So basically, there's a whole process when you take a song that Kay or anyone has written. The first thing that you have to do is arrange it for the full orchestra to include a full string section, the brass, percussion, woodwinds. I mean, there's going to be about 70 people on stage backing up Kay. And so you have to take all the parts all the layers that he makes on his pedals, and then assign it to an instrument, and how high or how low, or what color, what instruments do you want to do? Do you want this to be, where's the climax where you include everyone?
Yeah.
So that's the first step is creating the orchestrations for the orchestra. And what's really unique about this concert is that Kay and I kind of spoke before we put the program together. Yeah, we're going to do a lot of his most popular works for orchestra. But because it's Valentine's Day weekend, we are also including some sort of famous orchestral pieces written by other composers that showcase the orchestra.
Okay.
Tchaikovsky's Romeo and Juliet, which is it's the one where two people are, running across the flower fields, and the strings are da 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 da, and then they embrace, and it's like da 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 da.
Are you talking about a commercial?
Is that a good, right? Yeah, exactly.
Are you talking about Romeo and Juliet running across the
Romeo and Juliet? Exactly. It gets a little dark at the end, but it's fine. We're opening the concert with spoiler for anyone who hasn't read.
I'm sure everybody knows it.
It's tragic.
Okay. Yeah, don't ruin it for me.
Yeah. We're opening the concert with Mendelssohn's Wedding March, which a lot of people hear right after you get married, and that's the da 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 da. But never do people hear this with a full orchestra, the original instrumentation. So that's what I think is going to be really unique. And then we've also got Kay is going to be doing a couple of solo songs without the orchestra, some loop pedal work, so people can kind of see how the magic happens, because it's extremely impressive. He's just doing it on the spot, and it's awesome.
But you will have the backing of the orchestra while he's doing that?
Maybe
or not necessarily.
I think there's a couple.
We could improvise.
Yeah, I was gonna. So tough.
I was gonna tell you, Norman. There's I'll talk to you later about it. Yeah, I definitely want to include a couple like looping moments with the orchestra. I think it'd be cool.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I know where to do it too. So
nice.
All right. Tell me how this partnership came together. I don't know which of you wants to tell the story, but how did you find each other?
Well, Seattle Symphony.
Yeah,
I think is it was a big concert there. It was like a masterwork series, and which means like basically there's two types of classical orchestra concerts. There's the pop concert, which is just like a famous person comes and they play with the orchestra, or there's the other one, masterworks, which is like more like a cultural concert, right? It's a part of the subscription series. It's like very legit. And so anyways, we were lucky enough to do that, and I had a piece called EO 9066, which I played with the symphony, and then Norman conducted the whole thing, and he did you do Tchaikovsky in the second half?
Yeah, Tchaikovsky's Fourth Symphony. But we partnered before with St. Louis Symphony, where we did
that's right.
Concert.
That's right. That's the first time
we worked together.
A
good friend of ours, Audrey, kind of put that show together, and we had met a couple of times. I had gone to see his show, and it was always like, hey, let's do something, and eventually the gig with St. Louis happened, and then they saw what happened in St. Louis, and then so we went out to Seattle.
Yeah, and that was actually my first full symphony concert. So that was like a huge deal for me. It was right after COVID, like right at the end of COVID. So it was like that's when I did like 5 or 6 orchestral concerts in like a year. Which is
a lot of fun.
But that was the first.
And at some point along the way, you got close enough that you felt comfortable asking him to perform at your wedding.
Yes, exactly. We'd hung out plenty of times. My wife loves Kay's music, and we know he had a connection to Montana, and it's like, hey, come out to Paradise Valley. And so,
speaking of, you used to live in Bozeman for a short while.
Yeah, right, I lived like a couple blocks from Main Street. So I was there basically at the end of COVID. I got divorced, and then I moved to got out of there, out of Georgia. My daughter is old enough that she didn't. Well, whatever. She, it's like it's fine. And so I moved to Montana for like about a year, less than a year. And I my co-director for my movie was living in Montana, Justin. And so we finished the movie Moyari, and then I met Kimberly, my wife, and now we live in California. So,
are you looking forward to coming back to Montana?
Oh yeah, totally. I'm gonna. Can somebody?
What do you miss? What do you miss from Bozeman?
Let me see. What, food wise or snowboarding wise?
Anything.
Snow.
Yeah. The snow's been good.
Can somebody lend me a snowboard? Just let me. I might go on Monday or Tuesday. Okay. So, anyways,
I bet you could find a sponsor for that pretty easily.
Okay. Yeah, I love Bridger Bowl, and what else do I like? I like some of the food. Yeah, and then I mean, you're kind of limited to like just a dozen restaurants down Main Street, but it's I really have a lot of good friends there, so it's gonna be really fun to catch up with everybody, and everybody's super nice and supportive of the arts.
Yeah. And you'll be here a little bit because you're going to be the very first artist in residence for the Bozeman Symphony Orchestra. Norman, tell me what that means.
So basically,
tell me what that means.
I'll share with you, Kay, now what that means. Here's your job description. Basically, so an orchestra will typically bring a guest artist for, they'll come on a Wednesday, do rehearsals and a couple of concerts, right? And then leave.
Yeah.
An artist in residence, it just means that the work that we do together is a bit deeper, and we try to have a bigger impact with our community, and not just perform in the concert hall. So while Kay is here, he is going to be performing. We're doing 3 performances together at Wilson Auditorium, but there's a whole slew of community outreach activities and education activities. So giving a masterclass to the students at Montana State University. We are we're doing a private film screening for the students at MSU of Omoyardi at Reynolds Recital Hall. Kay and I are going to be doing one of our very popular, successful programs for pre-K students, our kids, that's Symphony Story Time. So I'll be reading a book, and he'll be playing his violin while I'm reading the story, and kind of awesome. Like give a soundtrack to the book that we're reading. So we're doing that at Bozeman Library, at HRDC, and also our free family concert and our annual fourth grade education concert, where we bring students from all over BSD 7 and other homeschool students to come for free to hear the symphony.
That's really neat. And are people signing up for this, or you just show up? How is this working?
So for the concerts, those tickets can be found on our website, bozemansymphony.org. For the community events, the free community events, those can also be found on our website. For a family concert, it's a free concert, but you have to go and make reservations for tickets.
Okay.
But all that can be found on bozemansymphony.org, and you can see all the activity that's going to be happening.
Outstanding. And did you realize all this was happening, Kay?
That's the first I heard about the book reading thing, but that's pretty exciting. I'm totally excited to do it. Yeah, I'm totally happy to do something. I'm totally.
You down to do that?
I'm absolutely down to do that.
A lot of opportunities to hang out with the people of Bozeman and surrounding areas.
Yeah, I love it there. It's
I'm looking forward to Debussy's Clair de Lune. That's one of my favorite songs.
Ooh, yeah.
That's in the.
We're actually
the
not
lineup.
doing.
We're not doing it.
Oh, no, sorry.
You still gotta come. Still gotta come.
I see, Peggy. I knew.
I got bad information here. It's okay. Another time. I need it on a program.
Right. Kay, you could just play that on the violin, right?
Yeah. Just
whip it out.
Joe needs it. Yeah, sure.
So this is happening. This is my last plug. Friday through Sunday. Friday and Saturday, the shows are at 7:30. Sunday, it's at 2:30. February 14th through 16th at Wilson Auditorium. Tickets start at $30. And you can reach it on the Bozeman Symphony website or in the show notes on the podcast. So we make it very easy for you to find this. The Dumb Marmot game, okay, this is something I do every time on the podcast, is not really a game this time. It is called Kishi Bashi-ish. And basically, these two guys are going to switch roles. Norman and I are going to live loop, and Kay is going to conduct us. He's going to tell us how to do this. We have very little in the way of instruments.
I have no idea how this is going to work.
But I do have an app on my phone that allows us to loop.
Okay.
So, how should we start this, Kay?
Well, you want me to count you in or something?
Well, should he tell us what to do?
Like, do we lay down a bass?
Why should I
start simple?
Why should I limit your creativity? Why don't you know?
You want us to just go wild.
I think you should go wild, and then you really want what? You want me to give you volume?
I
thought you would be giving us hints about how to make this not suck.
Oh, so you want him to compose it?
I guess so. Yeah, just give us some tips.
Oh, so first of all, what app are you using on your phone?
It's called Loop On.
Okay,
it's this.
So
can you see that?
Basically,
I know that one. So you can record a little loop.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then you probably put a beat down first, like
So how many bars?
Just I don't know.
Four beats.
Yeah, 4 beats.
I'll do the first one, then Norman does the second.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
Kishi Bashi, go. Hear that? I'm just gonna save it.
I'm gonna
so now you go for the next one. If you just hit.
Oh, there it is. So hot.
Kishi Bashi, go. So if you hit plus, then the next time it starts, it's going to record. Kishi Bashi, go. Kishi Bashi, go.
So hot.
Right?
What do we need to lay down next?
Kishi Bashi, go.
February 14th through 16th.
Kishi Bashi, go.
February 14th through 16th.
See, looping is easy. Anybody can do it.
Yeah, no, this is really good.
Yeah. So hot.
You're going to hear me talk now. I'm sorry.
Dude, right. Straight to
Is
Spotify.
That enough, or do we need more layers?
I mean, there's a lot of information there, You want to put more information, like the website on there? Put a little Bozeman Symphony on there,
That may be enough. Yeah. One more? All right.
Bozeman Symphony.
Go to BozemanSymphony.org to find your ticket. Kishi Bashi, go. BozemanSymphony.org to find your ticket. All right, we're done. I think that's enough.
No, that's great. I could see that really taking off,
Well, see, here's what you think. Now you go
straight to Spotify.
2 times the speed or 4 times the speed. And then you got the Kishi Bashi sound.
I think we will try to redeem ourselves the next go around. Norman and I will have some fun with it, I'm sure, after the interview's done. But thank you, Kay, so much for joining us for this interview. Appreciate it, and really look forward to your performance here in Bozeman. Performances.
I'm excited. Also, what is hoary? What is what does that mean? Hoary.
So a hoary just means grayish white, and it's a type of marmot. And the hoary marmot is a very common woodland creature out in this neck of the woods. And it also sounds a little dirty, but it's not dirty.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It was perfect. The hoary marmot.
But is it
cute.
Is it
it's cheeky.
The gopher that pops
Little
up?
bit.
That's all around.
Yeah,
that's
also,
the hoary marmot.
Also known as a whistle pig.
Really?
Oh, the whistle. Okay, you know what? I like that Korean restaurant, Whistle Pig.
Hey, Whistle Pig's great.
Yeah,
I'm definitely going to go there.
Whistle
In fact,
Pig and Ehos, both good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Ehos, yeah.
Can't leave Ehos out.
Yep.
But yeah, that's all I got for you. And thank you for being our first artist in residence with the Bozeman Symphony.
I'm so excited.
Nice.
All right.
Good to see you.
It's